They need this kind of guarantee in their lives.
So you said something pretty radical this week that I want to ask you about. You said, quote, there's plenty of money in the world. There's plenty of money in the city. It's just in the wrong hands.
Yep.
That's a quote.
That is a quote.
Who decides whose hands are the right hands and whose hands are the wrong hands?
Look at what's happening in my city. Look what's happening all over the country. Millions upon millions of people who literally can barely make ends meet. Working people who are working one job, two jobs, working harder than ever, longer hours than ever. The pace of our lives gets tougher and tougher, and people get less and less back. Why? Because the 1% really has rigged the system, including the recent tax law that gave a huge windfall to the corporations and the wealthy. This is systematic. I said in the speech, this has been an agenda from Reagan's administration right on through to Trump's, to take money from working people and give it to the 1%. So when I say there's plenty of money in this country, it's just in the wrong hands. Yeah. It means to say we need policies that give back to working people, like guaranteeing health care for all.
But what's interesting about the argument, which I think struck a lot of people, is you're not talking about fairness. You're saying these people have money and it's wrong that they have money, not they have money, they live exorbitant or wealthy, comfortable lifestyles, and therefore they could give a little bit more to help these people. You're saying it's wrong that they have money, and who decides whether it's wrong? That's my question.
It's clear to me why it's wrong, because government policies gave the 1% every conceivable leg up. This was not by accident. As I said, this was an agenda. It was systematic. You go back decades, you go back even to the time of Dwight Eisenhower. We had some of the highest tax rates on the wealthy that this country ever saw. We had a very prosperous country. We had that prosperity pretty well shared among different people, including working people in this country. We had investments in infrastructure, the kinds of things that grew the economy for everyone. Over the years, since Ronald Reagan, there was a systematic agenda to take that money and get it more and more in the hands of the few. That was through tax policy, but a lot of other policies as well. This was not an accident. Democrats and progressives need to be blunt about this, and people will appreciate that bluntness. When we say, for example, guarantee health care for everyone, that's a doable thing. The money is there. When we say, which I announced this week as well, we're going to guarantee that everyone has a right to 2 weeks of paid time off, paid personal days, so they can live their lives better. The money is there, but it's not going to the right.
I guess the point is